In a peaceful valley where the sun always shines like liquid gold, there stood a cottage tucked beneath the roots of a giant, glowing tree. Meet Roro, a fluffy white rabbit with a green leaf bandana, who spent his mornings carefully tending to the tiny sprouts in his garden. And here is Dodo, a cheerful duckling in a straw hat, who found the morning sun perfect for a long, peaceful nap in his hammock. Suddenly, a frantic knock echoed through the quiet valley. Roro dropped his watering can in surprise, and Dodo tumbled right out of his hammock. At the door stood a hungry squirrel and a shivering rat. They looked tired and lost, their eyes filled with a deep, quiet sadness. Roro and Dodo didn't hesitate. They brought out their freshest berries and warm bread, sharing everything they had with their unexpected new guests. As the squirrel ate, he pointed toward the distant mountains. His tiny paws trembled as he tried to describe the darkness spreading across the land. Determined to help, Roro and Dodo packed their bags. Led by a sparrow and a monkey, they began a long journey toward the edge of the jungle. But as they reached their destination, the vibrant colors of the world began to fade, replaced by a cold, gray mist that chilled their hearts. They stood before a wasteland, where lush trees once reached for the sky. There were now only gray stumps and dry, cracked earth. Dodo sat down on his wooden bucket, feeling hopeless. But then, he remembered a legend his grandmother told him about the magical, sacred soil. The soil from their giant glowing tree back home had the power to heal anything. They rushed back, their hearts racing with a new hope. Under the ancestral tree, they gathered the glowing, golden earth. It felt warm to the touch, humming with the ancient energy of the forest. Roro carefully selected the strongest seeds from his garden, while Dodo carried the heavy buckets of golden soil back to the wasteland. As the moon rose, they began the planting ceremony. One by one, they placed the seeds into the dry earth and covered them with gold. Suddenly, a bright green light pulsed through the ground. It spread like a wave, chasing away the gray shadows and the cold mist. In a stunning display of magic, trees sprouted from the earth, growing tall and strong in seconds, their leaves unfurling like beautiful blooming flowers. Dry beds filled with clear, sparkling water. Rivers began to flow once more, singing a song of life that echoed through the new jungle. The animals returned, their eyes wide with wonder. The forest was no longer a wasteland. It was a paradise of fruit, flowers, and friendship. As the sun set over the vibrant jungle, Roro and Dodo sat together on a high branch, knowing they had saved their home. Remember, even the smallest acts of kindness can bring the world back to life. Protect our home, for it is the only one we have.